In another place. Going to the school district to study. Belle-Sama. Got into trouble again. Hearing Lily's frantic voice that contained this meaning, I couldn't help but cringe. You went to the guild and never came back. You thought something happened. Did you receive that kind of invitation? No, it's not an invitation. It should be said that Hermes-sama advanced without permission. Serious. How is it Hermes-sama's fault again? It's about to get dark in the big cafeteria of Zohuo Pavilion. After I told everything about what happened in the school district, Welf, who was sitting next to me at the dinner table, was speechless. Lily in front of me screamed angrily, as if she was going to clap her hands at any moment. Hitting the table. And I was very embarrassed when I came up with this stupid explanation of, it happened like this when I came to my senses. Belle, let me confirm, this is not, recruit, or, internship, right? I'm sorry, Lord Hermes also said those two words, but what do recruit and intern mean? Recruit means family recruitment. Internship means faction experience, that is, trial member of family. Both are for the purpose of recruiting exceptional talent from the school district. Politics, Lord Bell. Welf and Lily explained to me that I still didn't know anything about the outside of the maze. To be frank, the family recruitment appears to be a recruitment meeting for the Orario faction that is held within a specific date. Of course it is approved by the school district. Representatives from each family will hold a faction presentation meeting at the school district to publicize and attract students. The Orario side can acquire exceptional talent, and the school district side can also show students various outlets. Orario is known as the center of the world, and among the factions belonging to Orario, there are not only exploration-type factions, but also many other types of high-level factions, which are clearly different from other cities and other countries. So there will definitely be more people in the school district who want to join. This activity that benefits both Orario and the school district appears to have a long history. In family recruitment, there is also family, who can accept the invitation from the school district and send members to stay for a long time, that is, the family recruitment officer. You can have in-depth communication with students and better publicity. Your own faction. What Lord Welf wants to ask is probably the family recruitment officer. Hearing Lily's addition, I thought that was the case and shook my head. The higher the family, the more likely they are to be selected to dispatch the family recruiter. The reason given by the school district is that there are many students who want to join this family. The other faction experience is simpler, requiring students from the school district to participate in faction activities on the Orario side. This way, the Orario family can allow students to understand their own factions, which in turn is a kind of care, preventing school district students from discovering after joining that this shouldn't be the case. That kind of failure. Different from ordinary job searching, joining the family clan, and recording God's favor, is a very important choice. Not only do you have to stay in the same faction for a whole year, but sometimes you also, like Lily, it's difficult leaving the group or changing, so it's easy for me to understand. At the same time, it also made me think, how thoughtful. It's not like comparing the hard work I did before meeting Lady Hestia, but it must be said that she took very good care of her, treated her well, or something like that. By the way, I simply felt that she was very polite. Being able to think like this means that I have completely become an adventurer in Orario. No, maybe it's because the talents in that school district are very good and the competition is very fierce. Compared to farmers who grew up in who knows what village, perhaps even the comparison seems offensive. In short, family recruitment and faction experience seem to be very important things that can promote communication between Orario and the school district. But now I was just asked to be a student and I had nothing to do with it, so I clearly denied it. After all, why do you want to become a student? Isn't it bad to have a past as an adventurer? I probably won't look good at all. I probably won't be welcome, or I'll definitely be challenged. Quickfoot White Rabbit and Hestia Familia are both disgusted, that's what you mean, right? As the group leader, I caused the problem again, which made me feel very guilty. Furthermore, after listening to the topic, family recruitment, I realized the size of the mistake I made. The two of them together made me hang his head in shame. Seriously, I'm sorry. If Hestia Familia can't recruit because of me. Oh, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yes. We have discussed this with Lady Hestia before. Now that there are supermissed new recruits, the family's recruitment in the school district, or the recruitment itself must be temporarily halted. After all, Lily and we were promoted to be level and gained extra reputation. Now, with the celebratory atmosphere after the war game, Lily and we seem to be well acquainted, but other family members, especially powerful factions, will definitely alienate Lily and us secretly. I didn't notice anything. Lily's response surprised me, and I kept blinking. According to Lily, her and the goddess's policy appears to be, we have enough level 6 members to join the group, so we won't compete with you in school district recruitment. To be more specific, it's probably level 2, and the ascended above are left to you, so don't take it too seriously. But if anyone wants to join us, please let us go. It had been a long time since the goddess Hestia's debt turmoil and no one wanted to join the group. I thought she would take this opportunity to win the war game to recruit members for a long time, so I was confused about this decision. But after listening to the explanation, I understood. After I joined the group, Hestia Familia, which was originally a super small faction, grew at a frightening speed. The other factions that have been working tirelessly for a long time must have some ideas about this. For example, feelings such as lack of will or unpleasant sensations. At least one thing is certain. If they continue to expand their power, they will be considered a problem. Although they should be afraid of Lily and the tough warriors behind us and dare not start a fight, but harassment is still very easy. Just like in the dungeon. I don't want to cause unnecessary conflicts or factional conflicts. Lily said clearly, at this time. The first shot kills the first bird. Miss Ryu appeared from the kitchen and placed dinner neatly in front of us who were chatting. Today, Miss Ryu and Miss Mikoto are responsible for cooking for Hestia Familia. Mrs. Ryu, who admitted that her cooking skills were only slightly better than Mrs. Sears, and even sheepishly apologized, was responsible for putting the dishes on the table, while Mrs. Mikoto was in charge of the kitchen. Miss Haruheim is also helping. Miss Ryu, who was trained by Mamma Mia, is very beautiful in every move she makes, even though she is only wearing casual clothes and an apron, her figure is still fascinating to watch. When she's not exploring dungeons and other family activities, Mississippi Ryu will become a temporary helper of the hostess of fertility. For Mississippi Ryu, the tavern is a very precious place, and she seems to want to stay with Mia and Seer, so she was actually the tavern waitress who graced the family table. I must say it's very luxurious or something. The scene is so luxurious that people can't help but straighten their sitting posture. Although it hasn't been long since I transferred to the family, but I didn't expect the next commotion to come so soon. You are truly a person who has no shortage of topics. I am really sorry. After placing Welt's portion, I also placed a slightly smaller bowl of vegetable rice in front of me, a dish that Mikoto considered taking care of Mrs. Ryu, who is an elf. Even though there was no meat or fish, it was still extremely delicious. I awkwardly apologized, and then Mrs. Ryu smiled softly. No. It's not Belle's fault. It's because of the environment. Being called a first-tier adventurer, and the fastest rabbit in the world, you must have met this fate. Perhaps you were born under such a star. Miss Ryu used to be from the Star Maiden family, the Astria family. The person commented with a smile, which didn't sound like a joke at all, so I could only respond with a dry laugh. But what is it really like? Have there been any examples of adventurers becoming students of the school district? There are many cases to the contrary, but, at least I've never heard of it. Although Miss Mikoto was in the kitchen. Inside, she seemed to be paying attention to the conversation here. She and Miss Haruheim brought the grilled fish and miso soup that Welf wanted to eat, and joined the conversation at the same time. After Miss Ryu, the most experienced adventurer, responded, Lily, who was born in Orario, closed her eyes and nodded. Ultimately, this is something that Hermes-sama raised without permission. It hasn't been decided yet, right?